Hello guys and welcome to Talk the Barca and goodbye to the Champions League as it is all over for Barcelona in the Champions League this season as that dream was actually destroyed by Inter Milan victory over Victoria Pleasant 4-0 in that game. Barcelona needed Inter Milan to drop points in that game, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And obviously now it means we have to now focus in the Europa League as everything ended, but we're still going to be playing the last game with Victoria Pleasant in the Champions League. But today guys, we're going to be discussing what went wrong in this game, and also we're going to be sharing with you the starting lineup of Xavi. We're going to be sharing the key moments into the game, and also going to be sharing the player rating. Also, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and click that notification bell as it is very important for you not to miss any uploads. But let's go into the news. Barcelona had a very poor start of the game, and guys, we know that we actually lost 3-0 in this game. But before we go into that, let's go into starting lineup. The starting lineup, we saw Marc-Henry ter Stegen into the goal, Bellerin onto the right. Centre back, we saw the likes of Koundé and Marcos Alonso joining in there, and also Alejandro Balde on the left. Kessie, Sergio Roberto and Frankie de Jong in the middle there. Ousmane Dembele and Lewandowski together with Pedri at the front line. Bayern Munich starting lineup there, guys. We saw they were playing 4-2-3-1, and also we saw the likes of Altrich in the goal. Mazraoui playing there on the right there, guys. We saw Upamecano and Delete in the middle. Davis on the left. Kimmich and Koreska, they were playing as a central defensive midfielder, but their attacking midfielder, it was Sadio Mane, Musiala and Ken Abre. So looking at this starting lineup, guys, we see Xavi actually made 3 changes coming from that Athletic Bilbao game, and we know that Sergio Roberto is because he will miss out this game because of the injury, and Garcia and Gavi, guys, he was dropped to the bench, as we know that now he actually came with Bellerin on the right and Alonso slotting in that defense. So Kessie, he replaced Gavi, as we know that he got a knock in that previous game. So let's wait and see if maybe he will recover and come back very soon when we play against Valencia. Looking at the log standing, guys, we see Bayern Munich with 15 points, played 5 games, Inter Milan 5 games, 10 points, and Barcelona 5 games with 4 points and -2 goal difference. Victoria Pleasant still on 0 with -17. With all that, guys, we see Inter Milan and Bayern Munich qualifying into the last 16, and Barcelona will be going to Europa. But as we go on into the game, guys, in the 10th minute there, guys, we see Bayern Munich scoring 1 goal coming from the likes of Sadio Mane with a very nice through ball coming from Gnabry. But all in all, guys, we see it was actually coming because they've been keeping pressure from the start of the game. We had a very poor start of this game as we seem to be demotivated and destroyed. Maybe it's because of the results coming from Inter Milan's game. But all in all there, guys, 31st minute, Chapo Mounting, he actually extend Bayern Munich lead to 2-0. The German side notched their second through clinical counter, and they actually strike to make it 2. Minute 44, we see Lewandowski brought down by Delete in the box. Immediately, referee pointed to the spot. But unfortunately, after the VAR review, he overturned the decision. So again, no penalty. We were not given a penalty. Lewandowski is denied the penalty. It is what it is. 2-0 going into the second half. Barcelona have not been able to lay a glove on Bayern Munich's final third. Robert Lewandowski also, if you can check, he was a spectator against Bayern Munich. So Xavi need to actually get confidence into his team. I think this was just Champions League elimination effect. So with that, guys, Xavi trying to make some replacement, but I think it was just too late for that. And then now when we're looking into the last minute of this game, we see Pavard scoring and sealing the deal. 3-0 Bayern Munich, as poor display by Barcelona, And yes, it was just a mess. Imagine if Pleasant actually won or maybe drew in that game. So it could have been worse, and it could have been a dreadful result when it comes to this. But all in all, there, guys, I think the best player who came in and trying his best, it was Balde. Balde came into this game, you could see him, he was alive. He was trying his best to actually go forward and make those crosses, but he was disappointed by the formation that Xavi actually went into this game with. As we now know that we didn't really have a natural winger in there. We having Pedri, but Pedri sometimes he will be coming inside. So as all this, I think it also affected his play. But all in all, I think Balde was my man. So as we now looking at the rating, player rating there, guys, Ter Stegen, I'll give him a 5 with conceding 3 goals, especially when it comes to these big teams, because we conceded 3 goals against Real Madrid, now with Bayern Munich. So I think he need to build his confidence when it comes to these big teams, especially now also with the defense, because I understand that he's the last man. So if now we don't have good defense in these big teams, or maybe we lack intensity in these big teams, then we're going to be conceding a lot of goals. So if we're looking at the likes of Bellerin, I'll give him a 5.5. I think he was actually not doing so well, especially when it comes to that combination of Kessier and him. So he was trying maybe to go and overlap with Dembele up front, but then I thought maybe with those offside traps that he wanted to take, and he actually closed and conceded those goals, I think that was not good. So he need to check his lines and make decisions when it comes to that. As we're looking at the center back, Alonso and Koundé. So with Alonso there, guys, I think because he's using one leg, he's running with one leg, turning with one leg. He can't even use his right foot. So sometimes you find that he's closed on the left hand side. He cannot kick the ball to the right hand side and find his man. So I'm thinking there is very much of a disadvantage when it comes to him. So I'll give him a 4.5. So with Jules Koundé, guys, I think he was also compromised by the likes of Busquets. So now we're looking at the weakest link. Busquets, he was weak. He's in front of him. And then from the right also, Bellerin was struggling. And on the left, we see Alonso also is struggling. So he was compromised by the people who is surrounding him. So now when you're looking at that system, the way we're playing, so we having Busquets who is releasing balls very slow, and he's very much predictable when it comes to that. So we could not even produce threat because already they can organize themselves. The opponents organize themselves and then close us down. So now with that is a very much disadvantage when it comes to their modern football. But with all that, with Jules Koundé, I'll give him a 5.5. When you're looking at Balde was into the game and he was showing more intensity when going forward. He was trying to cross his balls, but I think because of that compromising formation that Xavi actually came up with, I think also not having a natural winger, it actually reduced his quality when it comes to the way he's playing. So I'll give him a 6.5. So with Kessier, guys, I think he was lost. So with that combination of Bellerin and him, I thought maybe it was not doing so well. And looking at the way he was losing also balls, I think maybe he needed to improve when it comes to that. But I must say he actually improved in the second half, since the first half it was just worse. And I'll give him a 4.5. Now in the middle there, guys, for Busquets. Busquets, he exposed a lot going into the defense. That's why I think the defense was so much compromised. I think I'll give him a 4. So now when we go into Frankie de Jong, he was trying, and I think he was also limited as to how he need to play because there was so much congestion of those midfielders in there. Pedri now, he needed to come inside, and also Busquets, he was taking his space. So you can see there was just so much confusion as to what needs to be done, and I think that needs to stop from Xavi's side. But then I think he deserves 5.5. Now when we see now Dembele is one of the second player that I would say he was trying his best. Yes, he was misplacing some of the balls, but he was trying to find spaces. So now I'll give him a 6.5. Lewandowski, he was just watching the game. I think he was just lost in that game. He didn't really get to have a chance. Yes, he did get a chance of getting a penalty, but unfortunately he didn't get one. So I'll give him a 4.5 also. So Pedri was into the game. I'll give him a 6. So it's more like Pedri these days. He's trying to play safe. He's more reserved, and I think maybe it's because of fatigue. He's been playing so many games in a row, no resting, and I think right now he's very close to get injured. We need to place him on the bench. We need him to come maybe later on and then start to do some changes into the game. But all in all, there, guys. With all being said there, guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell as it is very important, and share your thoughts on a comment down below. What do you think of Barcelona joining into the Europa League? And yes, I know it's painful, but tell me what do you think there, guys, of Xavi's tactic, and also what do you think about the veterans? Do you think now we still have to continue putting the veterans? And yes, with all that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye.